Thank you for joining me today. I'm Whitney with the Yoga Art Space Studio. And today we've got a very internal, reflective class. We've got a few poses that we'll hold for several breaths to give us time to sink deeply into the emotions and into the sensations that are arising within the body. There will be much less talking in today's class. And so as I guide you into a pose and then remain in silence, I invite you to use that time to strive to go deeper inward. The mind oftentimes wants to go out and start distracting ourselves from this experience because sometimes the experience is intense. And so my invitation instead, try to keep on returning inward and inward and inward. The ancient traditions say that there are universes within us. So imagine that you're an astronaut today, discovering new worlds and new star systems and new galaxies that are within you. The question is, how deep am I willing to go? Can I travel into the depth, whatever black holes and whatever other mysteries are brought up? In today's class, I won't use any props as I'm going through class, but know that since I'm giving you less instruction, make yourself at a spot where you can maintain the pose while we hold and breathe deeply. So if that means perhaps grabbing a block or other props to make you more comfortable, that's great. If it means coming out of the pose and coming back into it, absolutely do that. You have my permission. And so we begin today here, laying down onto our backs. And the very first pose that we're going to take, we're heading into right away, happy baby pose. Grabbing onto shins, ankles, or feet. We'll allow ourselves to bring the knees wide, stacking the feet up. And also know you can be in stillness the whole time, simply breathing and going deeper into the body, or you can move. You have my permission. So from this moment, begin to dive deep into the experience, deep into the sensations, deep into the breath. Find yourself releasing the hands, the feet work down onto the floor, and the knees are brought left and right like the motion of a windshield wiper. From here, we head upright to a seated position. Come up any way that feels perfect for you today. And from this seated place, we come into a cobbler's pose. You choose how far out or how close in the feet are today. You choose if you stay lifted tall or if you begin to spiral over. Start to relax into this new shape of the body, a whole new galaxy, a whole new part of the universe available to us. Press the hands into the ground to help you rise up. And then pick up the undersides of the knees. Allow the legs to spread open nice and wide. We're going to begin this process of melting our way forward. And so that might mean that you come to a nice place just to stay, or perhaps you'll be continuously sinking deeper and deeper as we go. When you're ready, start to make that journey down. Support the slow journey back up. Feel the spine stacking really beautifully tall. And then we begin to head in towards saddle pose. The knees are close together, the feet are spread apart. We try to sit down in between feet. Know that you don't have to go very far back in order to feel this. But if you've got the opening space today, perhaps you can go down onto elbows or all the way down onto the back and begin to explore this whole new spaciousness of the universe. Take your time returning back upward. And here we head directly into a toe stretch. So the toes, all 5 of them on each foot, tuck under. And we try to be with this whole new space in our body. Perhaps this is the most intense of them yet. You can come out, but try to be with the stretch for as long as possible. Coming forward, take a moment to roll the toes out, or perhaps gently pound them out. And then from here, we step the right foot all the way up toward the top of the mat. And we take our dragon pose lunge for a little while. Hands can be on the inside, on the outside, even up on the thigh. Whatever variation of a lunge feels extremely helpful to your psoas at this moment. And then begin to heel toe this right foot over to the left edge, coming down toward a pigeon pose. Keep the hips level as you begin to drop down into your released space. Walking up onto the hands, take this right leg back, and do a few spinal movements, whatever's feeling naturally helpful. At some point, you'll be ready for the second side. Left foot goes forward. Begin to sink your way forward. Head toward pigeon pose on this side. Raising up. This knee comes back. Again, take a moment for the spine. We head into a moment with a back bend here. So perhaps this is Sphinx pose, maybe Cobra pose, or maybe another variation that helps you feel length through the shoulders, length through the neck, and a gentle opening of the heart. Shift back from here into child's pose. And then from here, up into a squat, Malasana pose. Our feet plant about as wide as the hips. The elbows push the knees wide. We try to lengthen the spine up. Head can stay in that long angle, or it can have opportunities to drop down and stretch, your preference. Dropping the hands downward, straighten the legs, perhaps even heel-toeing them wider if you prefer, and enjoy a moment with this nice forward fold. Hands dropping down. We come down to sit. And we head back into plow pose. Some people roll back and then catch their hips. I personally prefer to come from bridge pose. So I lift my hips up. Slide the hands underneath. And then head up and over. As we head out of that pose, we find ourselves taking any last movements that our body needs. Maybe a few breaths with a twist of the knees, the left, a little bit of time to the right. And when your body feels happy, we head in toward our final Shavasana pose. You choose exactly what that looks like for your body. I'm coming into a beautiful rested cobbler's pose shape in the supine position. Perhaps you join with me in rubbing your hands together, creating warmth, heat, friction. And when you feel that solidly, perhaps you join me in dropping the hands over the heart and over the belly. And begin to breathe and rest as we come into this final Shavasana pose. Begin to deepen your inhales and your exhales. Introducing little movements back to the fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching out like we're waking up first thing in the morning. Eventually coming over to a nice fetal position to one side. Rising up to a comfortable seated place when you're ready. As we come up to a seated place, let's join our hands together in front of the heart, closing the eyes. Visualizing the universes that we've discovered within us. And with the depth of these beautiful universes to lead us on into this marvelous day, we wrap up the time we got to share together with the sound of a silent Om resonating through the duration of an entire exhale. Inhaling together now. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.